Hello viewers, welcome to EduTube. In this lesson, I am going to show you how to multiply numbers using Chinese multiplication method, also known as Chinese grid multiplication method. Now, Chinese multiplication method is a method of multiplying numbers which involves the use of sticks or strokes to solve multiplication problems. Let's see our first example without dilly-dallying around. Now, the first example says 23 times 15. Now, to multiply these numbers using Chinese multiplication method, the first thing we need to first of all consider is the place value of the numbers. Now, the place value of 2 here is tens, and the place value of 3 here is units. Now, in Chinese multiplication method, you always start from the greatest place value. So, in these two numbers, the greatest place value is 2. Unlike the standard column method of multiplication, wherein you are meant to start from the smallest place value, which is a unit. But in this regard of Chinese multiplication method, you always start from the greatest place value, which is the 2 here, which is tens. Now, basically, I'm just going to draw 2 sticks. Now, how do I draw the sticks and where do I draw the sticks? To draw the sticks, you make sure that you start from the top left corner and then you draw down to the bottom right corner. Just make sure that the lines or the strokes are slanted. So I'm drawing from the top left corner down to my bottom right corner. Just make sure that the line is slanted. Now remember, this is 2, so I'm just going to draw 2 sticks. So 2 straight sticks. Now I have drawn the 2 lines to represent these 2. So I'm going to draw the lines to represent the unit, which is this 3 units of sticks. So I'll create a space, a gap apart from the 2 numbers. So I'm going to draw 3 sticks, making sure that one also run from the top left corner to the bottom right corner. That is making sure they are slanted. So I'm drawing 3 sticks. 1, 2, and then 3. Now basically I have represented this number 23 using sticks. So this is 2 and then this is 3. Then the other number, which is 15, the multiplier, which is 15. So to also draw the sticks to represent this 15, I will also start from the greatest place value in 15, which is 1, which is tens. So 1 10. So I'll draw the 1. This time around, I'm not slanting the line. I'm just going to draw a straight parallel lines across the 23 that I've done, across the two sticks and the 3 sticks that I've drawn. So 1. So this 1 stick basically is representing this 1 here. And then the next number is 5, which is 5 units of sticks. So I'm going to give a space apart from it and draw 5 sticks. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5. Now that I've drawn sticks to represent the 2 numbers, the next thing we'll now do is to point out their intersections. What do I mean by intersections? I simply means to point out their meeting point, the meeting point of the strokes of the sticks. So I'm going to point out the meeting point of the sticks. So let me start from the bottom right corner here. So you can see I'm shading out the meeting point of the sticks. Now that I'm done pointing out the intersections of the sticks, the meeting point of the sticks, the next thing I will now do is to categorize the intersections into place values. So you start from the unit. The last part, the bottom left intersections are the unit. So I'm going to make a circle around it to group them together and label the unit. Then if you look across in diagonal like this place is pointing to this place. So I'll group these 2 places together, these 2 intersections together as our tens. So I'll label it tens. And then the last part here, I will label it 100. Now, I haven't labeled the intersections, then I'll count each point, each meeting point, and write down the numbers. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. In the unit, I have 15. As you know, in the regular multiplication, I'm just going to write 5, and then I will raise 1. I will carry 1 above tens. So then I will count the point, the meeting point I have in tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 13. Plus the 1 I carried from the unit, that will make it 14. So I'm also not going to write 14, then I will just write 4 and carry 1 above 100 also. So now let me add the 2 points. I have 1, 2, plus the 1 I carried from tens, making 3. So I have 3. So basically, 23 times 15 will give me 345. So that is that. Now let's look at the second example that we have. Now in this second example, just like the way we did the first example, we are going to apply the same strategy, the same steps to solve question number 2, with just a little difference. Now we have 304 times 12. Don't forget to draw your sticks to represent the numbers. You start from the greatest place value. The greatest place value here is 3, which represents 300. So I'm going to draw 3 sticks to represent 3 there. Don't forget also that if you need to draw the sticks for the multiplicand, which is the number we are multiplying, you make sure you slant it, drawing it from the top left corner to the bottom right corner. So I'm going to draw the sticks to represent 3. So I'll draw 1, 2, and then 3. Then I have 0 here. 0 is equivalent to nothing. Does that mean I'm not going to draw anything here? No, I will draw something, but just that the intersections will not count. What does that mean? You'll get to know in a moment. But then we are going to draw a stroke to represent the 0. It's not 1, it's 0, but we are going to still draw a stroke to represent the place value of the 0. Then the next number is 4. So I'm going to draw 4 sticks or 4 strokes to represent the 4, which is the unit. So I will draw 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Now that we represented 304 successfully with sticks, let's go on and draw the sticks for 12. So you start from the greatest place value, which is this one here, which represents 10. So you draw it this time around. You are not slanting the line, you just draw a straight parallel line, a straight horizontal line. So I will draw one line to represent the 1, and then for the 2, I will draw 2 lines apart to represent the 2. Now the next step is to point out the intersections. Don't forget that I said this stroke in this middle here represent this 0, so it amounts to nothing. So I'm just going to make a cross around it. I'm going to make a cross around it to show that we are not going to count the intersections. So now let's point out the intersections that we are going to count. So I have this. Now that I'm done pointing out the intersection, the next step now is to group them into place value. Don't forget the last one by your right bottom hand corner is your unit. So I'm going to group this together and I'll label it unit. Then you could see that the next intersection you could see is facing this. So this next intersection above here is facing this in diagonal. So I'm going to group them together. And then this here that we crossed out also is facing this. So we are also going to group them together. And then the last intersection, which is this, also are going to be grouped together. So with their label, if this is unit, of course, this will be tens, and then this will be 100, and then this will be 1000. Now that we've pointed and grouped our intersections, so let's count the intersections and know the answer to the multiplication. So for the unit, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8. I'm going to write 8 here. Unit is always the last number, so I'm going to write 8. So let's count the numbers that we have for tens. So I have, remember that this was crossed out. This line here was crossed out, so we are not going to make their intersection relevant because it's basically what? It basically represents 0. So let's count this one that is not crossed out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's more like saying 4 plus nothing. So it will still give us 4. So the place value here is 4 tens. So I'm going to write 4. And then after tens, we have 100. So also in 100, you could see this place was also crossed out to show that it amounts to nothing. It amounts to no value. So we are going to count this one that amounts to something. The intersection is here, which are not crossed out. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 in 100. So I'm going to write 6. And then in the 1000, I have 3 intersections. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to write what? 3. So basically, 304 times 12 will give us 3,648. So 3,648 is the product of 304 and 12 using Chinese multiplication. I hope you have learned something, and I hope you could practice some by yourself. If you are new to this channel, please kindly click on the subscription button below this video to get notified of more academic lessons like this, and of course to encourage us to do more of this. I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you for watching.